Three ingredients: dried pasta, whole peppercorns, and pecorino romano. We are making an absolutely delicious meal. Obviously, it's an Italian meal. Today, guys, I'm making Cacio e pepe. Okay? Uh, Great meal. Three ingredients. Very basic ingredients, but the hardest recipe you'll ever make to get it right. This is one of the recipes that, I've been kicking around for years. Made this recipe a lot of times and have screwed this up a lot of times, okay? Until you troubleshoot this recipe to get it right. Once you get it right, it's an amazing meal. All right, so I am going to make this dish for you guys today. I know you guys are probably saying three ingredients. How much can you mess that up, right? Oh, trust me, you can mess this meal up. It's not as easy as it looks, but it's going to turn out to be restaurant quality stuff here today. So I hope you guys join me. I hope you guys stay with me for this recipe. And if you guys, like this video, put a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. You guys, a lot of people have been watching my channel, so if you're stopping in for just that one video, I appreciate you guys supporting that with a thumbs up, or hit the subscription button. It's free. It doesn't cost nothing. And we will get on with this recipe. Now, before I get started, I do want to say, use really, really good ingredients, okay? The pasta that you use, I wouldn't use fresh pasta on this. I would definitely use a dry pasta, of your choice. But what I would do is I would definitely spend the extra money for a good quality pasta, okay? If you're looking, what you should be looking for, and I don't even know if the camera is going to pick up this, okay? So let me get it, see if I can even get it focused. I don't even know if it'll focus this close. Okay, so if you look at the strand of pasta, you can see some little tiny white specks in it. Okay, that's there because of how this pasta was dried down. I really hope that you guys can see this because, yeah, I don't think it's going to focus, but trust me, when you feel this pasta, it's rough to the touch, okay? So look for a pasta like this, opposed to a pasta like this, okay? This pasta is more smooth, and you can feel it. There's hardly no roughness to it at all. So when you're looking for a package of pasta, make sure you look for something that, and I don't know if you could tell the difference in color. I do wish that my camera was a little bit better up close. So good pasta on top, not so good quality pasta on the bottom. Okay? All right. So just make sure you look for that. I am using, like I said in the beginning of the video, some pecorino romano and some peppercorns, okay? And we are going to get this recipe started. Now that I've been able to make this for a while, I figured I'd pass it on to you guys, and I will discuss what to do, how I do it. Of course, if you guys watch my video, you know that's what this channel is about, trying to explain why you get from A to B. This dish is extremely heat sensitive, okay? So that's what makes the cheese separate. Once the cheese separates, you're not going to bring it back. You're not going to ever get it back, no matter what you do to it. So the cheese is the big issue here, okay? The sauce is going to consist of pasta water and pecorino romano and some peppercorns, okay? Let's get going on this recipe. Behind me, I've got a pot for my pasta. This is about 4 ounces of pasta. I can't give you a measurement on the cheese because you'll see how much cheese we use here. A lot. Okay, I do recommend you guys to grade this freshly. Don't buy it in a container. I do grate it myself and put it in my own container. So if you see the container through the video, that's the reason why I do not ever buy it like that. But what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to the stove, and we're actually going to toast these peppercorns. And then we are going to put them back into a pepper mill, and then we're going to crack this. Okay, you can do this in a mortar and pestle as well. However you guys want to do it, you just need to break the corns. Okay, so come on with me. Let's get this recipe started. I'm going to make you guys a great dish today. Okay, so now we add our peppercorns. We're going to toast these up a little bit. And I got this on, I don't know, like medium heat, a little more than medium. We're only going to keep these in here for about 2 or 3 minutes, right? All we want to do is toast them up a little bit, and then we're going to put these in our, we're going to put these back in our grinder, and we're going to grind them up. And then these are going back in the pan. Now, there's a lot of things about this recipe that's very, very tricky. One of them is once you make the sauce for this, the sauce has a tendency of setting up really, really easy. Okay, actually probably a little quicker than an Alfredo sauce. Alfredo, if you ever had like any kind of Alfredo sauce on anything, you know that it sets up a little bit, right? This sets up a little bit quicker. So when I said before that heat and temperature is the key to this whole dish, I mean it. It is the key to this whole dish. So if you have a warming tray inside your oven, you can turn your oven on the lowest setting, and you can put your whatever plates that you're going to serve this on, and you're going to plate this on. Those dishes need to be put in the oven, okay? Because you want to serve this on a warm dish. Now, if you have a toaster oven and it's big enough, if it's one serving, you can put a plate in there on the lowest setting heat, or you can nuke it if you want to. You can also do that. All right, so that's a very important step. Okay, this is a meal that usually you're not going to see it in a restaurant, in an Italian restaurant. You're just not going to see it, because by the time they make this dish, make the sauce for this, plate it, and get it out to the table, it's, for the most part of it, it's too late. So if you're going to plate this meal, and you're going to wait 5 minutes to eat it, forget about it. Don't make it. This is, okay, so our peppercorns are toasted. We can smell these. Now at this point, they're releasing some of their fragrance. So you could see like you could see them. They're smoking just a little bit. You don't want to burn them. You just want to turn around and you just want to toast them up a little bit. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to take these and we're going to put these right back in the bowl. Okay. We're going to leave this on the heat. And now I'm going to take you guys over. We're going to crack these peppercorns, and then we're going to come back over and we're going to drop some pasta and start the sauce. Okay, so at this point, all we're going to do is we're just going to open up our pepper mill. We're going to dump these in. Now I emptied this, obviously, right? Because you just want the peppercorns that you just wound up toasting, so you can throw them in there, okay? And then, just reload it, with the peppercorns. Just dump those peppercorns in another bowl, and you should be fine. So we're just going to crack these. I got it on like a medium setting, so there's a little bit of dust, but then there's also like some big chunks. Okay, so this is very, very important. All these steps are very important. Okay, you don't want powder going in this. You don't want to just take a pepper shaker and take care of this, right? You don't want to do that. The whole idea, it's 3 ingredients. They have to be quality and they have to be done right. Okay, so there we go. So there's our pepper. Fresh cracked toasted peppercorns. Okay, so back over to the stove we go. Back over to the stove, what we just got done cracking, right? We're gonna throw that in the pan, just like this. There's a lot of pepper in this meal, so if you don't like pepper, this is probably not going to be the meal for you. Low heat, okay? This now has to be from a medium heat down to a low heat, okay? Because you don't want to burn this now that this is cracked, okay? Sorry about not getting 2 full pots into the frame, okay? So we're going to be moving quick here, okay? We're going to drop the pasta, okay? And we're just going to give that a second, and then we're going to start making our sauce here in just a couple of minutes, okay? I'm going to show you how this is all done. So you're going to need a ladle, okay? Because you're going to be adding some pasta water in here. This pepper smells absolutely fantastic. If you've never toasted pepper for a recipe or whatever, this is fantastic. Okay, so now is where we have to be very careful of our heat. Okay, we're going to let this go. We're going to do about 10 minutes on this. Okay, the package calls for, whatever your package calls for, whatever kind of pasta you all choose to use. You know, you go ahead and pay attention to the package. If it's 9 to 10 minutes, 10 to 11, whatever, just follow the directions on the package, okay? All right, so now at this time, you're either going to put your plate, whatever serving plate you're going to use, you're either going to put that in the oven if you preheated your oven, or you're going to turn around and you're going to put that in the microwave. Now, if you put that in the microwave, at this time, what I usually do is I put that in the microwave for 1 minute. I just let it sit there because you definitely want to warm the plate. You want to serve this on a warm plate. It's very important. Other than that, as soon as you put this on a cold plate, it's going to coagulate. You're going to lose the meal, okay? So, important. Make sure you put that in the oven or you put that in the microwave. Only got to do it for a minute. It just can't be a cold plate or a room temperature plate. There has to be a little bit of heat to it. And then we're going to microwave it again for 30 seconds just before we serve, okay? So, we're going to be getting on to this pasta now has released a little bit of starch. I usually go maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes into cooking the pasta. And once that happens, I turn around and I add a ladle full. Okay, it's exactly what you're looking for, just like that. Let it bubble up. It's okay. There's nothing, I know this probably seems weird for you. Okay, now at this point, I'm going to take this. All we're doing now is we're infusing the pasta water. Let me push it over here. We're infusing the pasta water at this time with all that pepper. Okay, so we're going to move this off the heat. We're going to turn your burner down very low as it can go. If you have a melt point, that's great. Put it on melt or low, whatever you guys got. All right, our plate is done. Our pasta is done. Now, let's see if I can do this for you. There we go. We'll get you guys in there. Okay. Another important thing at this time is the reason why when people make this and your cheese separates and it becomes very stringy, almost like a mozzarella, right? Okay. This grated cheese is not supposed to do that. Okay. What that simply means is that your heat is too high. This is why we're taking this off the burner right now and we're letting this rest. If you have liquid or you're mixing anything more than 180 degrees for your cheese, forget about it. It's going to separate. It's going to ruin your dish. So the catch to this whole thing is, when I said temperature is a big, big problem with this dish, is that what you're mixing it in, which in this case is the skillet, has to be below 180 degrees. That's the important thing. That's the catch behind this, okay? So, having said that, let's clear that. Having said that, we're just going to keep an eye on our pasta, and I get to talk to you guys, right? Yeah, so this is where we're at right now. So we're going to let the pasta go a little bit. This is cooling. Rule of thumb is that you want this pan, at least my rule of thumb is that you want to be able to touch the pan but not leave your hand on it. that'll bring it down below the temperature that you're looking for. Remember, water boils at 212. You don't want to take the pasta water and put cheese in this and then douse it with 212, right? You don't want to have that temperature of the water in there. If you do, you're going to run into a problem. And the problem is going to be your cheese is going to set up, it's going to separate, and it's going to ruin your meal. So if you guys do it this way, it's pretty much foolproof. I mean, you know, this is a difficult meal to cook, believe it or not. I never thought that I would say something like that with 3 ingredients, right? But you know, you do say it, because this is I don't know how many times I wanted to run around my house and scream because I couldn't get this right. But once you get it right, you know, you're happy, everything's good. All right, so this pan is cooling. That'll be ready to go as soon as the pasta is ready. Okay. So I'm going to let this pasta go. I got about another 5 minutes on the pasta. This pan's going to continue to cool. I got my burner on the lowest setting that it can possibly be on, and I'm going to bring you guys back with me in just a couple of minutes. I got just about a minute left on the pasta, okay? We're going to cook that very al dente, okay? Very much so, a little on the harder side. That's going to sit into the, now see, this is what I was talking about. You can actually, I don't know, you can't really see me do that, but okay, so this pan is cooled. It's still hot, and you can see maybe some steam coming out of it, but you can touch that, okay? So we're going to put this back on the burner at this time. I got that on low again, and we're going to reheat our plate at 30 seconds because this is going to go very fast now, okay? So we're going to see if how our pasta's doing. This was in for about 10 minutes. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take our pasta, and I'm going to lower the camera down to the skillet in just a second. Okay. All right. So our plate now is all set. We're going to take our pasta. We're going to put that in here. You get a little pasta water, that's okay, because you compensate with the cheese, right? The cheese is your thickener, and your if you want to loosen it up, you add a little bit more pasta water. I personally like this a little bit on the thicker side. That's just me, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to let this sit in this pasta water for a little bit. Again, not a lot of heat on it, okay? What we want to do now is I just want to get this moved around, get the pepper, the infused pasta water and pepper involved in the pasta at this time. And I want to give the pasta a chance to calm down, right? Because we don't want it 212 degrees coming out of boiling water. We want to get that temperature a little bit low, okay? So, be a good idea too at this time to take your water, move it aside. Let's do this so we can all see. And this is the part where you got to be very, very careful, okay? So, we might need a little bit, so here's my container of cheese that I grate, freshly grated, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our grated cheese and we're going to go all over. Now this is going to make our sauce with the, okay? And this should not separate, right? Because that's, everything's below temperature, okay? So you want to create that emulsion right now. That's all we're doing. Okay? Just like that. And then you just want to, you just want to flip it. You're going to get dirty. You're going to get messy. Stuff's going to go all over the place. Normal. It's just what happens with this dish, right? Just keep turning it. And that is how we're making our pasta dish tonight. Okay, I am going to add just a little bit now. It'd be a real good idea to let this sit And I'm showing you this just because I want you guys to learn how to do this and not get all weirded out by, you know, the heat differential, right? So you just leave it on take your water off the heat, let that cool just a little bit, and then we're just going to turn around and we're just going to drizzle a little bit of water, just a little bit, just like that. Okay, now we're going to add more cheese, just like that, right? Okay, and we're going to stir again. And you can see it thickens up. It grabs right hold of that water that you just put in, that pasta water, right? Okay, and we might need just a little bit more pasta water for some sauce. Let's get this going, just like this. Okay. Okay. That is how you make cacio e pepe. Okay, this is beautiful. This is actually a really, really beautiful dish right here. Okay, I'm going to swing around behind me because we don't have much time for this to set up, and we're going to plate this, so I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're back over here. We're going to plate this up. This is how your pasta, without a doubt, should look. Okay. Just like this. This smells so good. That cheese smells fantastic. All right, just like this. Okay. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take this, put this aside, and we're going to really hurry up here. And we're going to get the extra sauce from the bottom of the pan, and we're going to do this. All right, we're going to drizzle a little bit, just like that. This is a beautiful dish. Okay. Okay, guys, this is how it's done. This is how you make cacio e pepe. Okay, serve it on a warm dish. That is an awesome dish. Okay, I'm glad I could bring this to you. It's dinner time for me. If you guys like this video, if you guys got any questions at all, you guys can leave something in the comment. I will absolutely get back to you, no problem, to help you guys through this. I bet you if you make this, you'll love this. If you're a pasta lover, this dish, like I said, is not in restaurants that much because it sets up what you can kind of see it's setting up right now. So this right here is probably going to be my thumbnail because I'm not going to have a chance to shoot this. Okay, guys, I will see you in the next recipe. Everybody have a great week coming forward. And I will see you with the next recipe. Have a great week. Okay, I had to come back for 1 second. So what we're going to do is we're just going to top this off with a little bit of black pepper, because the black pepper is the star here. And we're going to turn around and we're going to sprinkle this up with a little grated cheese. Okay, that's it, guys. Have a wonderful week. Okay, we'll see you in the next recipe.